wanna fuck with me. She said that she like LilScorpioKing. I think she liking me. I think she liking me. I think she liking me.
I actually want to start here. Start with a Meek Mill topic today. Okay? I want to start with a Meek Mill topic today. Y'all all know me and Meek Mill, we do not have issues. We have talked on the phone. We've agreed that, hey, listen, if there's honest critique, obviously, I'm going to be able to do my job. Also, if he has something to say about me, he can also say it. But the Creole and there's a moment, there was actually a couple of years that I believed and probably you believe that if we ever ran into each other during that time, based on the conversations that we had and the tension that was happening, it probably wouldn't have been just a conversation, right?
Nothing.
And I was very happy when I'm putting on Savage, put me in conversation with Meek. I was trying to do for years. Again, just think about how I make money, how I do my thing, bro. I don't want to beef with a rapper. You know what I mean? Like, Meek should be having beef with other gangsters. You know what I mean? Like, I remember talking to Meek and I won't give really much of our conversation. And he's like, yo, act. Like, yo, I'm really living this. Like, he hopped out of the car when we were on FaceTime. He's like, this is a bulletproof car. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, good. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're moving correctly. But for him, his reality is that he's beefing with, or not beefing, but he might have issues with either street niggas or other people that want to kill him. I don't want to kill him. Never have. Don't kill him. So I was happy that we came to a common place. I only say that to tell y'all that when I do comment on Meek now, it's nothing out of malice. It's usually trying to almost even see his side. If you don't know, Meek Mill is now independent. I don't know how that got done. I'm trying to reach out to some of my sources at Atlantic, which I have a lot, to hear what's the, I don't even want to say tea, but like, what's the thing about that? I have a idea of what I think it was. And I think this is what happens to a lot of artists who don't continue to be hot or who don't continue to maintain the value that their label purports them to be. This is why I think Meek's independent. I'm going to get to his post in a second. Meek Mill is an artist who sold 250,000 first week twice. You know what that does to a label? First of all, you gotta usually there's renegotiations after that. You gotta shell out a hell of an advance. That artist at that point is now feeling like they are almost at superstar status. They're expecting the label to do more. Okay? I've always said this about Wale. Wale thinks that his accomplishments means a label will do more. And here's the thing. A label, and I'll use DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled is a great example. When DJ Khaled drops an album, his label is going to spend $5 to $10 million on promo. Think about it. Just on promo. They probably already spend 5 to 10 also on getting the features, clearances, samples. So before Khaled drops an album, they're $20 million in the hole. This is not usual. You have developed a commodity that you have to spend so much money just to recoup. So they're down to spend the 20, but they don't want to make 20. They want to make 600, a billion. So they're hoping everything he does is lit. By the way, it's the same thing when you think about, like, you know why 50 Cent lost his leverage with Interscope? Because they used to look at 50 Cent as, you're like 30% of the sales that we anticipate for the year. So we'll give you whatever budget. It's all good when you're doing the numbers. The moment the numbers don't really, the math ain't mathing, bro, these are industry people. They don't fuck with you like that. I can tell you for a fact, there's a lot of industry people that lost faith on Meek Mill when he sold 93K for the last album. because the amount of money they put into him, they expected over. I know this is a fact. Label niggas told me, yeah, yo, Meek should be doing at least over 150, 160, 170, around there. If he does 200, that would be great. He does 250 again. Oh shit, that's what we wanted. But doing 95, and by the way, I'm not picking on Meek. I'm using this as an example because I'm gonna bring up some of his tweets. This is a reality of the situation. Only in hip hop do artists think that because you were popping 10 years ago, you have a great catalog, which by the way, Meek has an outstanding catalog. But the labels don't respect you. Let me tell you the label model. It's easy to make a new you. It's cheaper to make a new you and invest in a new you than pay you when you're lit. You want to know why Atlantic Records didn't retain Young Boy services? Young Boy is lit. Even though he's 22, he's super lit. All the leverage in the world. You know what they're thinking? We will either have to give him some of his masters back. We don't want to do that because we own these 22 projects for life. Or we're going to have to pay maybe 70, 80, 90, $100 million for Young Boy. They took a risk. They said, well, risk assessment. That's how insurance companies do. Well, if we pay him $100 million and say he gets sentenced to time or whatever charge he might have, or he gets into some shit, we don't recoup. They take that type of risk and say, yo, Young Boy, as great as you are, we're not giving you $100 million. We'll offer you, blah. I won't say the number. So I know that. That's how the music industry goes. Oftentimes, artists think that because they have developed a catalog, this ain't the NBA, where like your career matters that much that nigga.
Make sure y'all like, comment, and
My
subscribe.
name is Mark Given. I'm the owner of Island Real Estate of Hip.
Much that niggas.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, yeah, he telling the truth. That's why it's best to be independent. You don't have to worry about all that. Like, even when, because you're not gonna stay hot. Like being hot and having a catalog like Meek Mill. Yeah, Meek Mill is a fire artist, obviously, but he's not hot anymore. Like, there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be hot. Drake is still hot. You know what I'm saying? So you're still pulling those numbers. If you're not independent, you're pretty much F, to be honest.
Want to sign you to a contract just because you were good 5 years ago. It's what have you done for me lately? So I didn't cover this because again, I'm still not even covered everything with me, but again, I don't have a problem with me. I think he probably still has his stuff on his Twitter. I want to go over it. Okay? I want to go over it. Okay. And I've been wanting to talk about this. So, by the way, I don't know how Meek has gotten independent. I don't know if his deal really got up or whatever the case is. I don't know if he leveraged it. By the way, what I do know is this. Meek Mill at this point is trusted the white dudes who ain't in music more than the people that are in music. Let me explain. Meek Mill was signed to Roc Nation. Roc Nation is a quasi-touring company, management company, record label, agency, sport agency, and among other things. Meek Mill has announced that he is not with Roc Nation for management anymore. Despite him and Jay-Z being mad, cool, this, and third, he said that his management is not going to go through what I saw through a press release, WME. I'm going to break everything down for you. What does that tell me? That tells me that that's a move. And by the way, he's really cool with, what's the guy's name? The white dude. Oh, yeah, know. Like, it's not missing. White dude, corner Sixers. What's his name? Rubin. Yes. So Michael Rubin has helped him secure a WME management situation, which is very interesting. I'll tell you why. Again, I don't know Meek's business that intimately. I've heard things, but I'm only going to speak what I can verify factually, and then I'll make my own assumptions, which I'll tell you as assumptions. Meek was with Rock Nation, and he left Rock Nation to go to WME. You know what that tells me? Rock Nation wasn't doing a fucking thing for him. Meek, which every time I speak about Meek, there's always these clickbaiter people who like use my content. And by the way, like for all y'all, it's so disingenuous. I use my content and like put like these salacious titles because I do know I own my content. The only person I give explicitly permission to put on my content is Drew, who puts it up on my page. The rest of y'all can just take that shit down. So I want to be very careful, but I'll also state this while I know y'all will take me out of context. I think Meek Mill at this point is realizing what he should have realized a long time ago. Meek Mill has inspired a whole genre of people that want to be him.
Yeah.
Except it hasn't happened when it comes to a label. It also hasn't happened in how he's moved. I won't assign blame whether it's him or people representing him, but that's what it is. These tweets are alarming to me from Meek. Very alarming to me. Now, I'm going to tell you why these tweets were alarming to me from Meek. Again, I want Meek to win. But it was alarming to me because it reminded me of when Meek Mill hit me up when he was beefing with Drake and he said, yo, you're that nigga Drake paying niggas to spam L's in your comment section. And I was looking at Meek at the time and said, that's not what's happening. Drake isn't paying people to be like, go in Akademiks comment section and spam L's. It's not good. You know what I mean? What he's like, it's just internet culture. What that told me is that Meek Mill may have been isolated and insulated by people who fuck with him. Now, I gotta explain this to you. There's a lot of artists. Let me tell you what Akademiks Instagram is. My Instagram is a mirror of how fans and people who ain't in your circle really feel about you. I know, yeah, sometimes they got more jokes than others, but trust me, I've been around so many people who are popular, and what happens is they insulate themselves with people who are yes men or people who agree. So sometimes I've seen artists come to my page and say, why your page the only place I see people saying this? And sometimes it's not even worth having a conversation with them because I really want to say, where are you getting the conversation piece from? My page ain't filled with Meek Mill haters. You got people who like YoungBoy, people who like Eminem, people who like Drake, people who like Lil Wayne, people who like Nicki. They're not all there to say we don't fuck with Meek Mill. But this is why I try to explain to every artist. Your follower list is your stance. The people who are on my page, they talk about you like you're just one of the regular artists, and they give a really non-biased opinion. So anyway, I say all that to say, when Meek had said that to me back then, it's like, yo, Drake paying niggas to put L's under my any post you put about me. I'm like, That's not how it works, but I didn't want to argue. That's whatever. When I see me tweet out this, if you a corporate person, by the way, this was August 17th, 4 days ago. If you a corporate person that works in the music business and ever predicted Meek is over, I want to place a $10 million bet with you in contract. Label owners, A&R, CEOs, COOs, artists. Listen, this was important part. I'm just finding out. Y'all was talking like that. Y'all said I was over it last 5 times.
I mean, everybody
This
everybody gonna say that. Like they said that, for Drake, and he's one of the biggest artists. Like they gonna say that, bro. Like that's just how that go. Nobody wants you to win. Like that's just how it goes. So I wouldn't have took that personal because I already know that. Like
it's the only thing I would give Meek in terms of advice. I know at times me and Meek has been on odds, but it's not because I just intuitively or just intrinsically hate him. Everything I've ever said about Meek, a lot of people think they'll never say it. So when Meek says this, he says, yo, I'm just finding out y'all was talking like that. Meek, Atlantic, there's a lot of niggas in Atlantic that was talking that you're finished when you beef with Drake and you on their label.
mm-hmm.
This is the music business. And this is what happens when artists surround themselves with people who they don't who are pretty much either relying on them or it's in their best interest just to tell you, oh, we know you're lit. Me, I can tell you this is a fact. Atlanta, if you went crazy, I'm gonna keep it 100. And crazy is good. You turned up. During that Meek shit, during that Drake shit, okay, great. People say you want to be. But there was a period after it where you were just dropping all type of freestyle. You still had the streets. That's the exact reason why Wins and Losses sold 100K. You had the streets. Let me tell you this. When you started beefing with Drake, your label quit on you. They thought it was over. They did. It's crazy that Meek finds this out in 2022 because in 2016, that's what they were thinking. In 2015, that's what they were thinking. So when I hear him say, like, yo, I want to place a bet with y'all, I'm like, yo, Meek, you shouldn't place a bet, number one. But number two is you should understand. What Meek might have thought is Akademiks hating. I'm the only nigga that was saying what everybody be thinking about everything. Like, you know when I came on stream like last week or a couple days ago and I said, yo, they think that new Khaled and Drake songs whack. The whole industry thinks whack. The whole industry. Bro, they're just pussy. This won't say it. You know
I ain't gonna lie. That I'm staying alive. Okay. The hook is fire. I'm staying alive. The hook is fire, but the song overall is ass. I'm not gonna lie. That's the only Drake that I'll say that he missed on that. I ain't gonna lie. They missed on that whole song. Like that song's supposed to be way bigger. It's supposed to whatever, but that's not it. It's not a good song. I'm a Drake stan. I mess with Lil Baby, but that song was ass. It is what it is.
I want Drake and Khaled to be mad at them. Bro, I'll say it. I don't got no business with Drake and Khaled. I say it. Song's fucking whack.
It is. I mean, it is.
But in reality, all of these industry people, they watch and they observe and they talk. Let me tell you what happened with Meek and Atlantic from my perspective. They have a difference of opinion. They're not treating Meek as how his catalog believes.
Yeah, they're not treating him how
Why am I a
his catalog is supposed to be having him.
So
Believes he should be treated.
Yeah.
They think Meek, who nowadays, and I don't know what his current contract with Atlantic or his past contract with Atlantic was, his last one. They feel that Meek should be given mad free. Yo, they're using a young boy model. YoungBoy was signed for 5 albums and gave him 22. There's no point in YoungBoy's career where YoungBoy was that cold. He gave him 22 projects and he was signed for 5. This is a fact. YoungBoy dropped 23, because last Lamino was the 23rd. 23 projects, and he was only signed for 5. So you know when they start looking at these other artists and say, by the way, it's the reason why Kodak just dropped Closure. Unofficially, officially, the label's gonna pick it up, put it in whatever. It's not gonna count for his requirements. Bro, these labels been holding these artists forever. So here's the thing with Meek Mill that I realized earlier. The labels realized it was too expensive to keep investing in Meek Mill. And that's a very dangerous point to have. They're like, well, back in the day, we only had to give or invest $5 million and Meek would make us 10. They're like, now Meek is using these leverages like, oh, I got a catalog, I got this, I got that. Well, hip hop don't respect it. So what happens is they're like, fine, we're not investing 5 million, we gotta invest 15 million. So now when they invest 15 million, they're looking at you like, could you get 30? Now they dropped the last joint with Meek, and they realize it the 101st week, and they realize what the sales gonna be. They're like, oh, Meek ain't gonna get us $30 million. Not saying he won't recoup, but they're like, we're only giving this big budget just to possibly recoup. So you know what happens? All that money that they would have gave or allocated to Meek, bro, they're giving it to other people. That's it. They're giving it to other people. So I don't know how we got independent, but salute to Meek for that. By the way, I don't know if y'all think I was criticizing him. I think Meek is becoming smarter. Meek is in the best position of his career. Here's the problem, and here's the point. He has to execute. And the only way you execute, you gotta put ego beside yourself. I see Meek said, yo, he's gonna drop 10 projects. That sounds good. But you know what, a lot of artists who's, Meek is 15 years in the game, bro. You think Meek ought to drop 3 projects just to get? No, you're not, bro. Like, these niggas, once music business, you get the money later. Once you start getting the money, nobody says, oh, let me go back to the free model and just hope to get the money later again. No way, and this is my opinion, Meek drops 5 or 10 free projects trying to get back hot. No. He's gonna look at somebody, if he's quote unquote independent, so look at somebody and say, y'all gotta pay for this shit. How do you get hot? You gotta do it out of passion. You gotta just put it up, hopefully people fuck with it. And that's what I think the interesting part of the whole movie side of it. Anyway,
Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Got Treasure Studio on stage.
Oh, she wanna for me. She said that she like squeaky. I think she like